That's that. The boom bap, nigga.
New Always Talking Shit Show.
And we're back. Same show.
Fatherfuck Facebook.
Same show.
With that shit. Oh, like, come on, man.
Let the culture live, B.
Neck and wrist don't lie, you bitch ass.
Yeah, that shit slap too.
Fuck them.
Yeah, we get the verses off, nigga. It's all good. It's all good.
That shit popped up. Your video is blocked.
It's like what?
No new niggas can come see you.
Yeah, they wasn't feeling the our review of the album, the record that was released. So on to other things.
I didn't talk about.
Did you hear about the Brooklyn shooter?
Let's talk about some other. We're gonna keep. Let me talk about some other shit too.
Would you have something you want to get off?
Mm-hmm. You hear about
what?
You hear about the dude
Before we get in this,
that got shot in Michigan?
What about him?
You heard about him? Just fighting with the cop, or got out the car, fighting with the cop, got the cop's taser. Cop pulled his gun out, shoots him right in his head. You heard about that?
I'm just being honest, bro. God bless the fella. It's almost like they need to start teaching that shit in school, how to deal with the police, right? And before I sound like a crazy ass Republican, before I sound too MAGA, y'all know my body.
So it was
know how I feel about the police.
It was in Grand Rapids.
I'm just saying that you don't ever grab a police officer's taser and think that he's not about to try to shoot you.
They're not trained to do that.
What'd you say?
But he's not.
You said they're not what?
They're not trained. But here's the thing. So here's what.
Who's not trained?
The cops.
They're not trained to kill you.
They're not. They're not supposed to. No. You're supposed to subdue. This is from the chief's gonna say what the chief guys say.
I mean, you're just saying that for the story.
Basically,
sake, right?
Basically, dude's in hot water because you're not. If the dude's got your taser, you're still not in harm for your life. Niggas just can tase you.
Yeah, but he can subdue you, and all kind of other things. Can happen.
That's what they're saying he's supposed to be. You're supposed to subdue the dude if that's the situation. You're not supposed to reach for your gun. You ain't supposed to shoot this man in his head.
You're supposed to use your taser.
No. He got the cop tased him. Dude grabbed his taser, rolled over to stop getting tased, and was just laying on top of the taser.
Oh, see, I need that context in the beginning, fam.
I didn't know you didn't know anything about this. Let me show you the video on this.
I seen it on a ticker that a Michigan man was shot by police, but I don't know the story.
It was on his back, bruh. They were fighting. Dude was on his back. Goes for his gun. Just soup. Give me the taser. Bow. Right in the back of his head, bro. Dude wasn't even trying to get the taser to use it on the cop. He was laying on the taser.
If you want to kill somebody and get away with it,
he's got justifiable grounds on that right now.
Become a police officer. I mean, when are we gonna listen? Barack Obama and Eric Holder said that the police had been infiltrated in this country by white supremacists.
So just to give you some context, that's how he was when he got shot.
Was it a Latin gentleman?
Yeah. Patrick Loyola is his name. But yeah.
Had an OG tell me once.
On his stomach.
They're not going cops ain't gonna stop. They're not gonna make cops stop killing citizens like that until like it spills over to other communities, unfortunately. I mean, God bless that man's family, man. Rest in peace.
But I don't even know that because do you remember in fucking Michigan, in a suburb of Michigan, White kid flashes his lights at the fucking cop because cop has his high beams on.
White kid.
Oh, it's got to be an adult.
It has to be white kids. Like, one white kid ODing on opiates in the suburbs didn't cause Congress to come down on it. When it started to be a recurring thing in the suburbs, it was like, oh my God, we have an opioid crisis. You know what I'm saying? So all I'm saying is that, not to negate your point, I'm just saying that times that by a couple hundred, and then it'll be some kind of organization formed and get a bill passed and that type of shit. It'll go there. But then again, I say that with a little hedge because I thought for sure after all those elementary school kids was killed, they would pass some kind of gun legislation, but they didn't. And I don't even know if I'm for that. So.
And let's talk about the bitch ass NRA real quick. Where the fuck are you, little fucking fuckboy punk ass motherfuckers, when Amir exercises his? Abso-fucking-lutely. When Amir Locke exercised his motherfucking right as a fucking gun owner to who he thought was intruders in his motherfucking house. But you motherfuckers is all about gun rights and the Second Amendment and all that stupid. I get it, not for black people, whatever.
So we got to talk about it.
But I'm just like, what brought it to my attention is some white dude on TikTok saying, it's like, he an NRA card carries, like, where the fuck is y'all at? He's like, where the fuck is y'all at for this? He's like, y'all jump into my motherfucking house like that. He's basically said, I'm going to air you out like he's trying to air you out too.
But if the laws of the land was never really intended for you, they don't have to be enforced on your behalf.
And for that cop to get off, oh my God, bro.
I mean, of course the cops going to get off. Well, I mean, they get off. Like, in America, you can kill black people and Hispanic people growingly. It's starting to get, you know what I mean? So it's just one of those things, man. Like, shit. I think, what comedian was it? He said that shit like 20 years ago that black men should be a protected species. I just can't remember who it was. And it's just, it's jokingly as that might come across, but it's a lot of facts in it. It's like, damn, who needs protection more?
Ukrainians.
That's why Joe Biden and them are playing a dangerous game when you wait till you secure our votes and become the president to start talking that, we don't need to defund the police.
We need to fund
the police. All right, well, you fund them motherfuckers all you want to. And see how many niggas not show up and vote for your ass. Niggas didn't want you to be the president anyway.
At all. We wanted fucking Bernie.
You were the second choice, fam. And Kamala's not Barack Obama.
Not at all.
So,
she's not Michelle either.
Right. So she don't have that. Niggas ain't connect. Like, man, fuck out of here.
Michelle's Beyonce to black women, nigga.
Right,
and Kamala ain't even a tenth of that to these black women.
Well,
nigga.
I mean, because it depends on when you catch her.
No, I mean, I'm talking about
no, I'm
what,
saying,
like the
I'm
following.
saying to her in terms of her blackness.
Oh, yeah.
Because I walked in the motherfucking magazine the other day and seen her being heralded as the first Asian president.
Let me get my
So,
water off that.
So it's just one of those things where it's like, yeah, bro, like, what we doing? Hey, man, I ain't gonna lie, all this shit is looking shaky. Question it all, man. Question it all. I question these organized religions. I question it all. There's a system in place, right, that keeps us all down and separated. But they're the very systems that we're married to and raised upon. You know what I'm saying? So even being anti-system is a system.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You got a bunch of anti-ers out there.
Yeah, even being a no gimmick rapper is a gimmick.
My gimmick is that I can actually rap.
All right.
Right? Like, imagine if you decided, okay, I'm going to just go back to old school DJing, because you can do that. Mm-hmm. A lot of DJs right now, they're $1 million DJs, platinum DJs, and they can't spin records. So what if you just start making it your thing to hop on I'll spin real records.
It wouldn't mean nothing.
But I mean, it could if enough people jumped on it.
It's fucked up that in this day and age.
No, you're right. You know why? Because it goes back to excluding the code. It'll break it back to the fundamentals. And when you talk about the fundamentals of a culture,
I couldn't be a DJ.
What I'm saying, when you talk about the fundamentals of a culture, when you break it back to the bare essentials, you're excluding like the hanger oners. Mm-hmm. You're excluding the people that are like, hey man, like, well, what about us? We like this too. Hey man, let me just say this statement. Patronizing something doesn't make you a participant or a member of the culture or that very thing. Buying Nikes don't make you fucking have a say-so on what Nike do.
Absolutely not. I got a closet
you know what I'm
full
saying?
of Nikes right now.
But for some reason, man, like when FBA like come up with something or put their stamp on something, other motherfuckers like try to monetize off of it and then feel like they're behooved to it, like they owe it. Like just so quick, a motherfucker could play our grandparents' records, nigga, and be considered a godfather of hip hop because of it.
Right.
The fuck out of here, man. That's nuts. That's nuts. What she say? This is a very short. Yeah, or until they just start, recognizing the original Constitution, but that happens with strength in numbers, and it's about getting on code.
Right.
That's all. You have something else you want to do in there before I go off this?
Man, I was fucking. No, go ahead. Actually,
let me know. We ain't that heavy tonight. I'm gonna get to this Brooklyn shooter shit though, because I don't want to stay on this that long. But are you familiar with this Brooklyn shooter?
Yeah.
You seen all the crazy shit that's going on? Like, this shit ain't weird to you?
How fast they like caught him and all that type of shit.
So all right, I'm gonna tell you this.
You might be deeper in it than I am.
Let me say it like this. I'm about to go do a mass shooting. I'm about to go commit a terrorist act, right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't do that like typically. There's certain type of criminals though. There's criminals that are like opportunist. If they don't have no like what they think is an opportunity to commit a crime or steal something or do it, they won't do it.
Mm-hmm.
Cats like that. It's like, nigga, I seen it come up. Or I seen a lick. Excuse me. But, like I said, if these people don't see a door cracked open with nobody visibly around, they're not going in there. Right? They can go their whole life without thinking about doing anything illegal until they see an opportunity, what they perceive as an opportunity to do something illegal.
All right.
Love you too. Have fun. But then you have other kind of crimes, bank robberies. What else? Ponzi schemes, right? Terrorist attacks is right up there, where niggas plan these out.
Right.
Now you telling me this dude planned all this shit out, right, to do this attack, and he left his credit cards
See, I didn't know
on the scene of the shooting? Fam, son left his credit cards with all his name and information on it. Guess what else he left on the scene? Right. Guess what else he left on the scene?
What?
Like, I wasn't asking them. I'm asking you because you said you ain't know. The U-Haul van keys that got all the other shit in it. That got all the other explosives and all that other type of shit in it, right? So, allegedly, all other things he was going to use to like commit harm and crime. He shoots 10 people. None of them died. And he's last seen yesterday, or maybe earlier this morning, in a town called, what is it called? Moon Township, Pennsylvania. Now, everyone go look this up. Moon Township, Pennsylvania is the name of the town. This is where he was last seen. They got photos of this motherfucker walking around. Now, you know what's significant about this odd town in Pennsylvania? There's something that happens there by contract. And I didn't even know this shit was real. I apologize to all the people I call conspiracy theorists out there when they would hit me with that. But the term crisis actors, right? You take that term, you hear that sometimes. Oh, they're
they say
the dude
the Sandy Hook or whatever.
Well, we don't say that. That shit happened. Yeah. We don't say that.
Yeah.
You see what happened with old boy that was pushing that narrative.
No, I said they say that.
I know, but you see what I just want to clarify.
Yeah, we don't say.
But
that.
you know, old boy that pushed. I can't think of his
actor.
name. The little conspiracy theorist dude that's famous. Is a white guy.
Oh, he did Bowling from Columbine and shit.
Yeah, no, not him. Like he's an investigative journalist. Like he's not a conspiracy theorist. This dude, I can't think of his name, but he got banned from like him and Louis Farrakhan got banned around the same time from like Facebook or something like that. But he was the one pushing the narrative and doing documentaries, like real documentaries, films about this is all fake. Obama's lying, this is fake. And he made a lot of money on it. And the family sued him. They just now rejected his settlement offer.
Oh.
Yeah. They gonna break you, bro.
He said
he be on that motherfucking, he be on Joe Rogan all the time. I can't think of his name.
What happened with the moon, whatever?
But yeah, it got me off. All right, but Moon Township. Right? Crisis actors. Moon Township, Pennsylvania, allegedly is contracted and is, I guess, known to be a hub for crisis acting. So he's in a town that's synonymous with crisis actors and crisis actors.
So this is like all the people who do like reenactments on like old Rescue 911 shows and shit, huh? Those type folks.
Bro, honestly, I
don't.
I'm not a journalist,
right.
And this is our podcast.
Right.
You want to go watch the news? Go watch the news. You want to Google some shit? Y'all Google some shit. I don't know, and that's something that I'm kind of embarrassed to say out loud because if I'm gonna bring the story, I probably should have looked up what the fuck a crisis actor is.
Here's my.
I don't know what a crisis actor is, fam. Cause I'll tell you what I thought from the way it's been like portrayed.
It says a crisis actor.
What? Crisis actors are claimed in this content. Oh.
A professional volunteer actor who plays a role in a stage drill in order to prepare for trained first responders. Oh, okay.
Are specific emergency scenarios. In a false flag conspiracy theory, a person pretending to be a victim in a hoax attack. So, crisis actors are real. Mm-hmm. They're just been allegedly miscontext, right? Been spoken about out of context. Now, just being real, if there's a such thing as a crisis actors, I make money $100,000 a year, crisis acting. Mm-hmm. I might be likely to take a job doing some other shit on the side. I'm just saying. But
here's my thing.
I'm just saying, bro.
When did black people start committing terrorist acts like that?
Since the beginning. What you mean, FBA?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if this brother's an FBA. Hey, speaking of, some right-wing journalists hating on the FBA culture tried to say that we think he might be a part of some FBA group.
Oh, my God.
What? Hey, relax with that, bro. Relax with that. It's a lineage,
now
man.
We gotta radicalize.
It's a lineage. Right, it's a lineage. It's not a group. You can't radicalize a whole lineage.
You can't radicalize fucking
a whole ethnic group,
bro.
nigga. Oh, you can't do that.
You tried to radicalize Muslim.
Right, you can't do that, fam.
You can't do that. Like, there's radical. I'm gonna say this. There's radical shit in every religion, belief, culture, and everything.
There's radical humans.
There you go. Exactly.
Like, humans are radical. They belong
at times, to every fucking thing. So you're gonna have radicals everywhere,
Sometimes
bro.
humans is radical, yo. But yeah, so look, he's seen there. These photos have already this is not some conspiracy type shit that we just kicking. Yeah, these photos are out there. He's there. Mm-hmm. What else? Some of the things I thought was weird. Yeah, I can't think of the other towns. There's a couple of towns along the eastern seaboard.
But what I
don't
mean
think
by
that's weird because
when do black
that's
people
the East
start
Coast.
doing terrorist attacks, it's kind of playing into your point. Is like, who to pay this nigga to do some shit like this on the side?
It just don't make look.
Niggas don't just wake up and go think to shoot up the fucking Brooklyn subway, my nigga.
Hold on, look at his motives allegedly. A Hispanic person caused him to get fired at his job.
Oh my god, we don't shoot people over that. We're not known to
don't
go
have,
postal.
Look this though, son don't got no family, nowhere.
Yeah, it's just
Right.
strange.
All they saying is, he a black man.
That's the thing. So it's either one or two things.
Like
He's
where
not
the fuck
really,
is
he's
the
not
who is
really
this
a black man. He's somebody from out the fucking country, some dark Dominican or some shit. I mean, technically still a black man, but you know what I mean.
He's
not FBA.
black. Yeah. Fuck yeah, nigga. They don't claim to be black. Only people.
Or he's FBA, but he done lost his FBA way and done got paid to do some dumb shit. Because black people by nature do not shoot up getting our jobs taken from us. Because there be a lot of you motherfucking businesses getting aired the fuck out over niggas getting fired. Like, let's be real.
Not to mention, bro.
We don't
shoot
shoot up schools. We don't shoot up fucking.
We don't shoot up white people for formerly having us enslaved. So with that being said, you're not gonna tell me that it's a cultural any trait of ours.
This shit,
that's just not what we do. We make fun of shit like that. We think that shit's corny. But until further information comes out, we'll see what it is.
Last school shooting done by a black person. I'll wait. Last shooting done at any type of church or anything like that, I'll wait.
See, they're just different because black kids have shot at school.
Mass killing of the school because you're being bullied or some bullshit. Let's be clear of what I mean.
That's what I'm saying. Okay.
Not a fucking inner city school.
But see, this is the thing.
Known with gangs and all type of gang culture
this is
and
why
all
this is
that
hard to
shit.
talk about because at the end of the day, we don't have certain stereotypes for certain ethnic groups. We ignore things that are attributed to their culture because I don't know why, but for some reason,
like I said, we're not known.
Let me laugh. For some reason, it's kind of hip to point out negative things or things about our culture, right? And everybody can speak on it.
They can't
New York Times just did an article saying black women shouldn't even date black men or marry them. So we're talking about that. But when you bring this shit up, though, you know what the energy is. Mm-hmm. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's just, stay vigilant, man, because April is National
for a lot of,
White Supremacy Month. Most white supremacist attacks, homegrown white terrorist attacks happen in the month of April, because I believe it had something to do with the Civil War, one of the wars of the Civil War, something like that. Don't quote me on it. Do your own research. But yeah, and historically, if you look back in time, a lot of these things have happened in the month of April. So I'll tell everybody to be vigilant, stay on your toes, man. God bless everyone. But this is some iffy
going
shit.
back.
It's a lot of iffy shit.
It's just shit that we do not do, and I'm not gonna let anybody start putting certain shit you're not gonna pin on motherfucker on any FBA motherfucker in my face.
I feel what you're saying, but take it for the just this. I won't even say his name because I don't want to. We don't do that. But nigga,
what is his name?
No, I didn't write it down. You don't have no family. I'll tell you off the mic. It's something. I'll tell you. You don't got no family. You have no home. But you have the means to get a rental car. You got credit cards.
Right.
You've been up and down the Eastern Seaboard over the last few days. You've been traveling. You have no they're like mute on who his family, where he's from. All that type of shit.
Ooh, and that is such a.
But they know.
Dog, they know that basic as fuck too.
Right. But they know that he's. That's what I was gonna tell you. It sounds like one of them names, fam. Where I'm like, come on, bro.
It's a John Smith.
Hey, we not stupid, yo, and we know
that's a John Smith ass name, bro.
In this nation and society, and what we've always been up against. So we're more vigilant than like the average citizens that came over here on boats and got citizenship and got acclimated to this culture. Like, it's not arrogant to say that we are the culture. We've been here. We've never not been here, and ever since y'all got here. So we understand these little games that they play politically to ostracize certain ethnic and social groups. Fam, I just need more. This shit sound like some baloney. Mm-hmm. You got 10 shots off. You shot 10 people. Now I'm not wishing death on anyone. If you got shot in this is horrible. And peace and love to all, and speedy recovery to all the victims. Thank God that they're alive. But no one thinks that that's odd. That's not odd to you. They're like, this whole shit just seems weird to me. Like, what's the sentence for a crime like this?
Because he got fired over some Mexican.
Well, no, they were just saying that these are some of the things that triggered him. That's not what they're saying is the only reason why doing it. Allegedly, a Hispanic man led to him losing his job. They had all these different little stories about his life that made no sense. It was all these reasons why he supposedly is so mad that's what made him come shoot up the joint in Brooklyn. Of all
places, the Brooklyn subway.
He's not connected to Brooklyn. Don't live there, allegedly. And then, fam, you do this crime, and you just strolling around the crime scene area.
Yeah.
And then you go sit down and eat at McDonald's. This whole shit is funny, man. Why did you shoot up?
And there's other things. If you're mad at black people, are known to get off of who they mad at.
All that good food in New York City, you gonna stop at McDonald's.
And you shot up the subway station, but not the job that you got fired from. You shot up a subway full of innocent people who had nothing to do with. I'm not laughing. It ain't funny. But they had nothing to do with you getting fired. You didn't even shoot the job up? That's weird, bro.
If you found that if you go back to his old job and found some bodies.
Yeah.
And then he made it to the subway station
and
started letting out.
Then
that
it
makes
all
sense.
Starts to make sense. He's on a fucking rampage. But
and I'm just like, fam, who do you believe? Who you believe in? I don't believe these motherfuckers, man.
Not for a second.
These are like the most professional liars ever. So
same city.
You tell me that this happened, and I'm like, New York is always the test tube. Mm-hmm. They're always trying to get some shit there because it's believable. You can get some shit off there and be like, yo, man, this motherfucker was wilding. He did this. A Hispanic person got him fired. How you know all that, but you don't know if he got a mother, a sister, or a father. You don't know where he was born at. Nobody knows. Like, ain't nobody like, yeah, that nigga was always crazy. He was crazy at the job. Think about this, fam.
Yeah.
Somebody's
always got character witnesses.
Somebody should already be speaking on. Nigga, there's a black chick that works with you.
It's somebody either like he would never do this. He's so quiet.
It's a black chick that worked with you that was
like,
just like I told my husband he weird. I had to stay away from him.
Or it might be the opposite. I told he's the coolest dude ever. He don't even the nicest person. Like
it's usually going to be something, right?
Right.
It's gonna be something to that magnitude. Like, hey man, you seem like a normal guy. Hey man, Alpo got killed. That shit wasn't 30 minutes, and you found out. Oh, well, we know where he's staying at, nigga, in protective custody. He was over there in wherever the fuck it was. Like, but the people all through the neighborhood where he was in protective custody was like, oh shit, we didn't know that was Alpo because they thought he was like, it was something. He had another name. But when they seen it on the news, I'm like, man, they was doing interviews with them within hours.
Within that, yeah.
You telling me this motherfucker right here goes into Brooklyn, shoots up, and shout out to all my family back home in Brooklyn, man. Peace and love to everybody.
Nobody died, right?
No one died from these shots, but
that nobody died for sure.
But I'm like, what was he a professional shooter taking leg shots?
Right, and even then, like, what was your point?
I'm just saying this, fam. I notice it's kind of weird to speak this out. That's why I keep saying God bless all the victims.
Yeah, like I'm glad nobody.
But I hope they know how blessed they are. But it's just like,
yeah, most of the time.
You telling me?
Most of the time,
Dre,
that ain't.
So Dre, you walking outside
outcome,
right now,
bro.
You had it. You look at me and like, nigga, I'm about to go let these niggas have it. And you walk out that door, grab the thing, and you shoot. You touch 10 people,
and ain't none of them had nothing to do with one of the whatever.
And none of them was fatal. What was you aiming at?
Yeah, what was your point?
No, literally, what was you aiming at? And what was your point? What were you aiming at, though? Because I just think logically, you wasn't shooting a handgun. Those wasn't single shots.
Yeah, you was airing some shit
You
out.
motherfucking Jason Bourne if you got 10 niggas like doing that. So that was semi-automatic. So with a semi-automatic handgun and the way those things spit rapidly, like,
you hit.
How the fuck did you not hit nobody fatally?
He might have been hip firing. So he might. I don't know. That's weird. Because nobody, they niggas ain't going there and shooting like this. Niggas is.
I mean, I guess you do hear about a lot of people getting shot. And like, but no, look.
Hold on.
I don't know. Just something I'll be thinking about, bro. Like, when I heard it, the whole story. I've never looked at a news anchor and complete just like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, yeah, like what? Like, you could even see the lady's face, but I don't even remember who it was. You could see her face when she was saying it. Like, yeah, I guess he left his, credit cards with his name on it, and then he left the keys with what? Oh, y'all made this shit up. Mm-hmm. Y'all think we stupid. Now I'm like on my toes. What they about to do, man?
Yeah, what are we covering right now?
The fuck is going on? Like now I'm like looking at shit like, man, what's going on? What am I not thinking about right now? What are we not paying attention to? Where it's about to be? Now we're gonna be shocked that it happened because we thinking about this.
They gonna find Ghislaine hung.
Either shit.
Remember, she just got sentenced.
They gonna let Kels out or something, nigga. Like we fucked up, nigga. Here, my bad. Like, something happened, bro.
Ghislaine Maxwell was found.
They acquitted the Trump family and shit, nigga. Like, something.
Didn't they just make it to where he can't even run?
Did they?
Yeah, even the Republicans voted, and a couple of Republicans voted in favor.
Hey, this is what we can't do, America. I'm glad you said that. This is what we cannot do, y'all. We cannot let these slimy motherfucking Republicans. All these motherfuckers is grimy. But we can't let these slimy motherfucking Republicans that sucked his you-know-what.
No, I just think it's funny how they just turned his back on it.
That sucked his, we called it. That sucked his you-know-what for the last how many years. Tried to ruin many lives. They don't get to wash their hands of Trump like that.
They trying.
That's Team MAGA for the rest of eternity, bro.
They trying.
That's Trump's party for the rest of eternity.
Nah, 'cause you remember I had that conversation. You're only as good as your last hit. Nigga could build 100 bridges, suck one dick. He a dick sucker. He don't give a fuck about how he built not a damn bridge. Oh, he built the Golden Gate. Yeah, but that nigga was sucking dick last week. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you're MAGA forever. Nigga, that's one of the things you can't. It's like, you got that body that you just wish you didn't put on your record. You wish you didn't have it on your resume.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You ain't never had a body you ain't never wanted.
I'll never answer that question. Fuck you talking about? That's me, God, in my grave, nigga. Anything like that, nobody will ever know. I'll always have deniability.
You know what I mean by a body, right?
I know exactly what you mean. Both of them. Shit. Yeah. Double entendre, nigga. Right. Like, double entendre, I know nothing.
Hey, explain me something. What the fuck is going on with the schools in Vegas?
What do you mean?
Dog, so you seen when you had to, check me because I was on my phone, right?
Well, no, I know what you mean. I know what you're talking about.
Some cop was over here shooting the school cop is shooting in a fucking populated parking lot with kids at a car.
Are these kids black or brown?
No. He's just shooting at a car. I don't know. I need to read the thing, but
okay, because
he's just shooting in the fucking crowd.
I think I've said it a couple times on this pod too. Barack Obama and Eric Holder announced before the world that America's police departments were being infiltrated by white supremacists. I'm not surprised at no killing from a cop at this point because they're always one-sided.
So School police in Las Vegas aired a video from a campus officer's body-worn camera showing him fire 3 gunshots at a moving car last week. This was posted on April 6th.
Was that car shooting at him?
Let me read the whole thing. This is the news story, nigga. I don't know.
I'm like, nigga, why was you busting at them niggas?
Right.
Like, I got questions, nigga.
I know. Let me get this just so you can either have them answered or ask them
that
still.
Shit triggered.
After the vehicle struck a girl amid a report of a fight in a high school parking lot. So you're shooting at kids, my nigga.
Over a high school fight?
Over a girl accidentally got hit by a car because they trying to dip. All right, so now.
You know what that is?
Let's talk.
Yo, real quick, you know what that is? He seen them hit that girl. It was like, ooh,
got him.
I get to bust this.
School
Nina.
police in Las Vegas have aired last week. Clark County School Police Lieutenant Brian Zink said Tuesday the car is traveling at a 22 mile an hour in the 5 mile an hour parking lot. That's not that fast. I've been hit by a car doing much faster than that, and I'm still here. And the driver made a U-turn and drove towards students and staff, striking a female student for Officer Knight fired 3 shots. Knight,
so did he think that she was like, oh, she about to start clipping? She about to Charlottesville this thing.
It said Knight was recorded shouting for people to get out the way before the March 29th shooting in the parking lot. Knight and other campus officers assigned to the school have responded to reports of a fight in a vehicle with a possible weapon inside. The 4 people in the vehicle were not students. Oh. Okay. It's getting deeper.
So they came off off-campus niggas pulled up to fight.
Now that's even worse.
It sounded like he protecting them babies.
That's trespassing. Yeah, that's his job.
Yeah, he protecting them babies, man.
The student hit by the car was treated at the hospital for minor injuries. Zink said a female passenger in the vehicle was dropped at home before her parent took her to the hospital for treatment for a minor injury. The driver drove himself to another hospital where he was treated for a graze wound to the head. Damn, he almost knocked him off.
He was aiming for that boy dome, nigga. Like,
Zink said he was
style,
arrested as a juvenile on suspicion of battery with a deadly weapon, possession of a dangerous weapon on school property, and disregard for public safety. Zink and Las Vegas police found a gun in the car. Oh, shit. Okay.
I was just about to say that. He had a little eater on him.
Well, damn. The schools are going down out here. Because we just had the conversation about
schools
about
go down
the teacher. I didn't even tell you how deep this shit went with the teacher. This nigga's getting attempted murder. This nigga's getting raped. This nigga choked her
Kidnapping.
out. This nigga choked her out like 4 different times, nigga, trying to kill her. With cords.
He thought she was dead, probably.
Yeah.
When he left her in that closet, he thought she was dead.
No, I found out he didn't leave her in the closet. He dropped a cabinet on her, nigga. 16-year-old kid wasn't even mad at her. He said, I like you as a teacher. I'm mad at all these other teachers. You get this. That little nigga deserve anything that happens to him, bruh.
What do we know about the kid?
I mean, does anything what if that was a Reva as a teacher?
Oh, nigga, you know what it is. It's murder.
So, I mean, like,
I'm not, nigga, hold on, relax.
Oh, okay, I'll find out, but I thought
you reporting a story, nigga, about a kid. Like, I don't know what the fuck, we don't know what kid. You didn't revamp the story to them to let them know what we talking. They looking like, what the fuck is these niggas talking about?
So a teacher was found raped in her school at, El Dorado High School here in Las Vegas. Kid went into her class to talk about a grade. He didn't agree with her or whatever. Then proceeded to choke her out with computer cords, his hands, raped her, left her for dead. Is facing attempted murder charges, rape charges, all types of. He's 16, so you know he's going to be charged as an adult. This kid won't see the light of day again. And you know why they're going to teach him as an adult? They released his name.
Sad thing
That's
is,
how
bro.
you know.
Oh, no, he's already getting, of course he's getting treated like an adult. But sad thing is, bro, he probably will see the light of day. Because the fact that he raped her, they're going to treat that shit as a sickness once he gets in the system. And once he gets raped or attacked, he'll become a victim. And he'll be a sick victim. And then next thing you know, nigga, he'll be back on our streets again. That shit is fucking disgusting.
Says Martinez So it says, according to the arrest report, Jonathan. This is how you know he's being charged as an adult. His name's in. If they were gonna protect him as a kid, his name wouldn't be in here.
Yeah, of course.
Jonathan Martinez Garcia entered the teacher's classroom to discuss his grade. Then he repeatedly punched the teacher, choked her with the rope or a string before slamming her head against the table, knocking her unconscious. Martinez Garcia then choked her unconscious a second time. When she came to, her pants and underwear pulled down. He then poured something on her and said he wanted to set something on fire. He then moved the shelf on top of her and sat on it. Said he tried to cut her wrist with scissors before answering a call on his phone. He said, "Can't you just die already? Hurry up," the teacher recalled the boy saying. When she asked Martinez why he's attacking her, teacher said he responded he didn't like teachers and was getting revenge. Said in an interview with detectives, Martinez Garcia initially said he blacked out and didn't remember. That's not going to help you, bro. Your name is Martinez Garcia. Sorry.
I don't give a fuck what your name is.
You're not going to catch the I blacked out and didn't know what happened.
Oh, you're not going to get the Stanford swimming treatment, nigga.
Yeah. He said later he remembered that he tried to choke her with a computer cable and that he raped her. "I don't know why I attacked her. She was good to me," he reported to the police.
Because you're an evil-hearted son of a bitch.
Nigga, do you know what's going to happen to him
You said
jail?
Jonathan Martinez?
Martinez Garcia. Niggas going to rape him in prison, nigga.
I don't care what they do
over that, nigga.
I don't care what they do to him in prison. I'm just confused. I'm confused about a country that this could happen in. That's supposedly our country.
Yep.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, my nigga, you got this woman in there
teaching for her,
trying to teach disadvantaged students at that, right?
Yeah, she's at El Dorado, my nigga.
For the least of money in any profession that requires a college degree.
Cops get paid right out the gate longer and need 6 weeks of training.
Oh yeah, their job is more important to society.
Yeah.
It's just nuts, dog. It's just crazy. Like, fam, how many girls did he do that to though? How many? If you're bold enough at 16 years old to walk into a fucking classroom on campus and do that to a fucking grown woman, my nigga. How many of your fellow female students have you done that to?
Assaulted, my nigga.
How many other women just on the way home have you done that to? Walking, you know what I mean? You got motherfucking predators amongst us, bro. But I've worked with delinquent juveniles in the system, man. Like, and a lot of times, man, when you want to really give a fair assessment, motherfuckers don't really got the ears for it. They don't want to hear that. Like, yo, shit is fucked up. And these kids are fucked up. You heard?
That's unimaginable, nigga.
I can't imagine that shit, fam. What if your wife come home from work, nigga, and tell you that was her experience today?
Nigga,
Come on, fam.
I'm at your house.
What house?
Yeah.
What makes you think that other nigga got a house?
I'm fine, nigga. You better hope you don't got a house. Let's just say that.
Peep this, though. Watch how I correlate this. And I don't want to jump to no conclusions. But you remember how niggas was on my ass about saying, because I said it on Twitter, too, when I was just like, yo, to take a kid to the border or within a few hours of the border on any side of the country, to any country, tell them to walk in that direction because of the benefits that you feel that they will reap for being a citizen there is neglect. Because if we took my little nephew to the fucking park and got an emergency phone call that this house was being robbed, and we jumped in the car and forgot for 30 minutes, and he stumbled and he did what a smart kid does and ran up to a police officer and was like, "Oh man, I think my dad left me." Yeah. Bro, I know what you might have to go through to get that kid back, especially a brown kid.
Right.
They're going to put your ass through classes. You might get arrested. That's neglect. And you might not even get your fucking child back. And all I'm saying is we've lived in a society that's allowed that for decades. And that sounds like a kid that has demons, nigga. And probably some women issues. He probably hates some mother issues, right? Hey, man. I land my plane.
Let me see if I can find some background on this kid.
Bro, I'm just being 100. What natural and I don't even know how to say this without being offensive, so I'm going to just keep it a buck. What native-born American child does shit like that at school? I'm just saying, fam. Like, most of the kids that's probably capable of doing shit like that from the community ain't even at school.
What if he is from this mom? I mean, just saying. This nigga could be born and raised in this motherfucker. Family could be from born and raised at least.
That's very possible. I'm not saying that's not impossible.
The nigga knows better.
I'm just saying.
Nigga, like, she knew what he was set out to do, my nigga. Regardless of, like, it's hard to give.
That's premeditated.
Right.
What do you mean? That's open and shut premeditation. He knew what the fuck he was doing. Because you don't get your shit off like that if you think somebody else might come in the room.
Right.
So you scoped that out. You made sure that she was in there by herself. You preyed on her. That's what I be saying. But, nigga, we get offended with a teacher or a person that's dealt, whatever the nationality they are, whatever race they are, culture they come
Just
from.
a teacher, period.
A person that deals with humanistic behaviors.
Yeah.
Social workers, teachers, police officers, even politicians. When a motherfucker start assessing shit, niggas don't like the words they use. Because everybody, they shitted on Hillary Clinton for the term super predator.
Yeah, and that's a motherfucking super predator, bro.
Hillary Clinton wasn't even a fucking political figure. She was the first lady. What the fuck do we hold Melania Trump responsible for?
Right.
This bitch did a whole anti-bully initiative as the first lady with her husband being her husband. And nobody, and it's because she's not highly intelligent.
She stole Michelle's whole
Right,
fucking.
right, yeah, we ain't gonna get into that. Let me land this. It's because she don't have she's not a threat. Right. She ain't a fucking attorney. She's not a former attorney general. She's not capable of running for president. So they I'm not a Hillary Cape or artist, but at the same time, I be looking at shit and I be like, bro, Joe ain't the. What the fuck makes Joe Biden more capable of being the president than Hillary Clinton, other than he has a dick?
Not a damn.
And we're comfortable with old white men being the president. And I'm sorry, bro. Like, I can't imagine Hillary doing worse than 4 years of Trump. And where we at right now?
Fuck no, bro.
And if a Democrat would have won after a Democrat being president for 8 years,
we might not be here right now.
You keep the system going a little longer for things to set in. You know what I'm saying? But when you start playing progressive politics versus the establishment, and we're older statesmen, it's our turn. Y'all wait y'all turn. And you do shit like that, or we're the popular choice. We're the most powerful fan. We were next up. So we're going to do a little couple things to make sure Bernie don't win because these motherfuckers like him.
I fucking hate that, bro.
Imagine if Bernie Sanders was the president.
Bro. Our economic structure would be so different.
It'd be different,
These
bro.
billionaires would be hot.
That's why he's not the president. And that's why he's not the president.
Woo! These billionaires now.
But if you start talking to motherfuckers that think they know anything, that they'll see. The thing is, dog, in our country, once you get ingraded or indoctrinated into Americanism, the American dream, you become a slave to it. So you're gonna have all these bills, these mortgages, taxes. Children you got to invest in your children so they can have a life. You got all these things, and it keeps you in the rat race. So there's a short time in our lives where we have somewhat of an adult mind and analytical mind and the freedom to analyze and express. But when you're in that realm, the only ones that usually are accepted and are taken serious are artists, highly regarded artists, highly regarded entertainers, celebrities, highly regarded wealthy people. If you're a young JFK, the shit sounds poetic when you talk about things that you have no fucking experience in because you grew up rich your whole life.
Yep.
But it sounds good.
It's
and
crazy
you were inclusive to the right people. When you think about it, a nation of so-called blue-collar people should never vote for a billionaire to be their president.
At all.
Especially if you're second generation billionaire. What the fuck do you if you can't tell me without asking someone how much a gallon of gas costs nationally, how much a gallon of milk, how much a loaf of bread costs, you don't need to be leading everyday people. And you got to ask yourself, what would make a billionaire want to be president? What makes these rich people all of a sudden in certain endeavors want to lead the people that they shit on every day, the people that they fight and pay politicians to not have to pay fair wages or to give benefits to, or to what makes all of a sudden, you know what I'm saying? Look, we praise these CEOs, but then we ignore the fact that they're fighting their workers to unionize in America. America's being hijacked by foreigners, and I don't give a fuck who feels a way about it. That's a fact. Mm-hmm. If you look at statistics, if you look at the curve in culture, yeah, I'm not 40 yet, and I hear myself sounding like my grandfather.
Right.
Already. Like, what the fuck is y'all doing? You know what I'm saying? Because that cartoon we was talking about, right? I watched it again. But I had a cheat code. There's a group of women around me that was like, what are you talking about? Like, no, I don't think that's that. And these are women that I think are relatively woke. They're not like really on the fugazi shit. So I was listening, like, okay. And I'm arguing some points. The only thing that was a stumper was the symbolism. Can't explain the symbolism part, right? But there's nip and tuck. Because for every symbol, like the swastika sign, if you show the average black person a swastika sign,
that used to be a sign of good craftsmanship.
They're gonna have a problem with you. But that was a black sign. That was a sign of black culture. That was something that black people created first.
Put that on there.
The very ancient native tribes of America, Negro tribes in the South, what we call the South today, was the Iroquois Nation or some shit like that. Don't quote me on that part, but the Confederate flag as we know it today was their original symbol and flag, right? Shit goes on and on because at the end of the day we're humans, and how many logos and flags can you make up?
Right.
You know, so not to get off on too far on a tangent about that, but yeah, it's all to me. I know it sounds like a reach, but all of that is tied into this whole incident with this shooting. You know what I mean? We're not gonna get too. I don't want to get too left, but if you're focused on things that don't secure freedoms, because you've been manipulated into believing that you're free already, it gets dangerous. And I think I know I don't have biological children. I love my nephew dearly, but I think about that shit. I be thinking about shorties and shit and be like, damn, man, like these kids is up against it. Because our kids are competing in an international market with a national skill set. In public schools, in majority areas, they're not teaching these kids coding. You know what I'm saying? They don't have these kids meditating. They don't have these kids eating on a higher nutrition. Like, I think I seen a meme and they were showing like lunch around the world.
Our shit looks horrible, bro.
But
that
what
shit
is
looks like prison food.
I'm glad you said that
shit,
because
bro.
you took the words right out of my mouth, and then I'm gonna give you the mic, fam. It is prison food because it's preparing you for prison. Our school system is designed to prepare you.
Prep to fucking prison.
It's designed to prepare our kids to do two things. The mass majority of our kids go to prison or work for someone.
Mm-hmm.
Go to prison or work for someone.
That's why I haven't had a job in a minute, a regular job, and it's so hard for me to even fathom doing that again.
Right, because
I'm so against just making someone else's dream come true. I can't do that no more.
Yeah, because the true American dream, bro, is finding something you like and monetizing it.
Right.
They teach school to poor people. What I'm observing, you know that. One of the things I always notice about all my rich friends that I played ball with, went to school with, their parents weren't big on education.
Well, think about that.
I'm not saying that they like were anti-education.
That
but
video I sent you on Instagram where the dude said I have an 8th grade education. Yeah. I have an 8th grade education. Because
so does Jay-Z.
I really sit there and think about it, nigga.
So does Jay-Z.
When high school hit and I was able to leave when I wanted to and nigga just go home and not come back after lunch break or some shit because I didn't want to.
Okay, nigga, I see what you're saying. In that sense, so does most public high school graduates.
Like I did a little bit of college, but that was music production. They weren't teaching me. I didn't go for like political, like anything else that where they were. You know what I'm saying? Like so technically, I have an 8th grade education. I didn't really learn shit in high school.
Fam, I'm gonna be honest with you. What I learned in high school
when I was there, but
I'm gonna be honest. What I learned in high school is that I wish we had our own high schools.
Yeah.
And outside of that, fam, like, because I'm a kid that traveled a lot, and I'm a kid that comes from somewhere else, and I always would I would divvy in and like peep and see like what would school be like back home, and it's night and day because you just culture. Strength in numbers is real. You know, if you have a city that's majority black, you're gonna have majority black teachers. And it's not that you can't have white teachers, but I don't think it's fair for any person to not have teachers that don't look like them.
Yeah, I have bro, I dropped out of high school like first week of fucking junior high. Or not junior high, but junior year of high school.
Yeah, well.
And I wasn't even like really paying attention to shit up to that point. Like you niggas ain't teaching me nothing different.
No. And that's the thing though, like some kids, some young people are intelligent enough to rebel, but it gets swept under youth, rebel mentality, and you know just all overall rebellion. Like they don't separate the two. Right. You know, like the kid that like is in school struggling for like a reason to want to come back, or a kid that's in school fighting to keep his soul when he leaves. Like this shit just drains me. Mm-hmm. It's because telekinetically, man, like we can sense it, and you sense it with your friends. Like, man, this shit suck, man. I can't wait till next year when we done with this shit. You don't even know exactly why you're saying that because at the same time, a few years out of high school, you be saying like, damn, I ain't gonna lie. High school was fun back in the day. We used to be kicking because you remember all the like social moments and like all the times that you actually got to be free and learn and explore things you did want.
And I was lucky for like I had like I'm that rare case like the 1% that when high school was done, my social interactions didn't stop. I was doing music. I was still traveling. I was still doing shit. Like, right. I didn't have the traditional high school experience. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't the athlete. I wasn't not popular, but I wasn't trying to be popular. Didn't care about dances. I didn't care about none of that shit.
By nature, it's the same crowd. You know, fam, hoopers and shit and football players miss all type of dances and parties. Mm-hmm. You dig? If you on your shit, you miss all type of shit like that. It's no different than the kid that has a brother that's signed that's like, nigga, I'm trying to do that. What I got to do, nigga? Get these crates, nigga. This is how you make it. You know what I'm saying? I don't got time, nigga, to go to this damn party, nigga, where when my dream is down the road.
Yeah, like you, like not you, but them niggas is at parties and shit. I'm on a tour bus with Digital Underground and shit.
I don't have time for
doing crazy shows and shit.
Yeah, bro, like I'm trying to chase this life.
Doing shit that you guys don't even. I mean, you know what it is because you're on. You're hooping and fucking tournaments all over the place.
But I'm just saying, like that little thing right there. Once you get turned on to it, you know it's something that you like and you want to do, and so you chase it. But the outside world don't see that. Right. They might show up to a game or two. They might come to a show here and there. They don't really know the time you put into like chasing that. You know what I'm saying? And like They don't know that. I think Drake had one of the most profound lines when it came to that subject. Like when he was just like, "Man, I'm just here trying to make all my friends out partying, and I'm just here trying to make the music that they party to." Mm-hmm. This is a bet I made a long time ago. I want to create. In doing so, you can't create and party. Yeah. You party after you've been celebrated and successful in your creation. Once you've monetized your creation, then you can now live a leisure life of it where it seems
and
like all you're doing is partying.
My partying is the show.
That's what I was
my
about to say.
My party is the crowd.
I was just about to get into
them
that.
Partying to me on this motherfucking stage is I'm partying right now, nigga.
When you get into the art world, you create your own party.
But the beautiful thing is, I'm paid to party. I'm paid to enjoy and live in this moment that you're paying to enjoy and live in with me. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, that's why it's like even in Reno, everybody they would like hit me to go to shows and shit, and I would have to weigh out the like, okay, what's the business potential at the show? Who gonna be here? Who gonna pass my card to that I ain't passed to yet? Who can I work with here that I ain't work with yet? Nobody. Same motherfuckers on this bill, and I'll see you in the next
I don't
one.
need to be here.
You know what I'm saying? Like, in Reno, I used to be hit up for all the talent shows and to judge all this shit. So motherfuckers respected my hip-hop knowledge and respected who the fuck I was and shit. You know what I'm saying? But it was all a dollar, dog. It's all what can be gained in the network here. And that was a very finicky network to, like, Reno was probably the finickiest network I had, nigga, to just see how shit just
unfolds.
You just go everywhere. You just go where the wind go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But I guess that's the business, though.
So that's, no, because I don't think that's the business. I think that's probably one of the reasons Reno will never blow the fuck up is because there's no loyalty amongst all them. Reno is...
Describe that, because I mean that sounds like every artist everywhere saying that.
It's not necessarily that, because it's so much crabs.
Because we had this conversation
before. It's
so
much crabs in the barrel in Reno because of how small it is. You know what I'm saying? It's very click based now. You're basing Reno off of what you know Reno to be when you used to live there, and I think we never had this conversation in this aspect of it. Mm-hmm. Reno now is a crab in a barrel infested situation because you got people like Josh, great sound, picks his beats well, puts good songs to these beats, great videos. Josh is loyal to his video man until his video man wanted to do other shit. Now Josh is loyal to another person.
Let me ask you that, because you do videos. Is that bad? Okay, go ahead.
No, absolutely not. That's what you should do. You should always come up with the people who were there, and you should find that one person, because here's the thing: quality's gonna change between so many hands. You want to be known for a set quality, and that's from beats, that's to studios recording, that's to your videographer, that's your photographer. You want that quality. Every time somebody looks at you, they know what to expect with you.
I get that.
His music, Josh got great.
So I'm just saying, you
dope.
Think that only can happen if you do it with the same team?
I think it happens better and more often. I think you need to have a big team in the beginning and have a smaller circle when the business is getting right. Because you don't know who in that big circle is going to do what for what. Reno could have a great big, super fucking supportive 500,000 strong city of people with a good hip-hop scene if everybody was there bigging everybody up. There are certain people out there who love and respect everybody in Reno. Like Low gives up love and respect for every talent in Reno. You know what I'm saying? He will do it all day, every day. Sometimes you got to bite the bullet, stop having an ego, and boost a motherfucker who might be that foot in the door. And the fucked up part,
what would be the foot in the door?
You used to always say somebody from Reno could blow up.
I still say that.
Right. And
I predict it will happen.
The one way that I see that happening is if you take a Josh.
What do I always say,
Right.
though? What do I always say about that? Finish my statement. Once they leave Reno, it's a myth that you blow up in your hometown. No, you blow up somewhere else and come home.
Okay, but I think somebody could blow up in the hometown if
that's possible.
Everybody could just get behind it, and that's not hard. You got to take.
Explain that part to me, though.
Reno's got Reno in the last like 5 years has a real fucking strong hip hop scene, and it's a good 10,000-15,000 strong. If you took a Josh, right, and the promoter, if you took Dan and you took Josh and you didn't charge him for shows, but you made him that one act before the opener and you just put that push and that machine behind him, nigga, those crowds do change.
I'm confused.
And it's not the same crowd every time that comes in that place because it's not the same artist every time. You make them... You just put it Stop making the show sell out because of the headliner. Start helping the local act help the headliner sell out.
You got to get a local promoter that deals with local acts.
But Dan is that.
He's wearing two hats. Because if you're a local promoter that does local shows,
I see what you're saying.
You ain't trying to get Jadakiss. You ain't trying to get this nigga over here.
You're absolutely fucking right. So you're right. Okay.
Who's the hottest nigga in the local spot?
I got you.
You're the headliner. You want to open up for so and so?
You are absolutely right, and that's what Reno's missing as well. But even if Reno had that, you would still have a crab in a barrel thing. It would still be like, why should Josh be that? I should be that. I'm hot like Josh.
You don't think they have that in New York?
Instead of being, they do, but New York's so spread out and there's so much going on in New York, you can do that.
You don't think they got that in Oakland?
Oakland's has somebody blow up already. we're talking about blowing up something that ain't blown up yet. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So under that guys,
under that guys. That nobody's blown up here yet. Everybody's got competition everywhere.
Here go another thing though. And I've always thought this was funny. Mm-hmm. And I've always kind of looked at it like, damn, that's crazy because I know it's not like that in other places. Mm-hmm. You can't be one of those makeshift hip-hop stations that come to Reno.
That was my next. As you were saying that, it popped in my head that too.
You can't come there, be this DJ. You bring in the DJs from Cali, from anywhere else, whatever. They say they the hip-hop DJ, the number one hip-hop DJ in the city.
No local shit
and not doing
no prime time hours.
And my thing is, if that's the case, they bro, you just gotta understand.
If you don't.
A DJ, I won't even be biased and pick New York or something like that. Nigga, a DJ in Philly can't get away with not playing Philly shit.
No, he won't be a DJ in Philly no more.
You could be maybe
Oakland.
like a commercial.
Oakland.
You could be a commercial guy. But you just gotta understand, DJing for the radio station is normally, nigga, one of them jobs you kind of gotta watch over your shoulder because niggas is running up on you. Like, go look all the legendary stories of Hot 97 of the DJs, niggas pulling guns on them, nigga. Who like, yo, nigga, why you ain't playing my shit?
KMEL in Oakland, nigga.
Well, you ain't playing my shit. They
play a lot of local artists that aren't blown up and shit. You know what I'm saying? Reno, and that's another thing. Reno will never have a fucking radio station that is going to take a chance on a Josh. Is going to take a chance on a whoever's got a good sound out of there. They're going to play at midnight, 1 a.m., 3 a.m. They ain't giving them no fucking prime time hours. They're not
Reno
getting
is not going to do.
And that's
see, this is my thing. This is only like
you're right. You got to leave.
This is the only.
Said it with you.
But this is but this is like if you're not gonna leave, right? Let's say if you're gonna stay there and do it the homegrown way,
right?
Bro, you gotta study niggas that's done what you trying to do,
right? Yeah.
So what I be saying, I tell you this all the time, misdirection,
Master P and shit,
bro.
Because New Orleans wasn't really on until
I be saying,
what's his name?
Okay, so like, but you could study Master P. But I'm also like, nigga, you could also study Too Short.
Oh, I can't say that because Master P went to California.
You can also study Too Short. You can also study these other guys that just got it. How they look, man.
E40 had to go to Atlanta and get his Lil Jon hits.
Hold on. Put out a dope project. Mm-hmm. and push your shit, man. Like if you know every nigga that went to high school with you is connected to another rapper, niggas is picking sides. That's hip hop everywhere now, nigga. Everybody wants to do it. Take your ass somewhere else. Stand on your 10 and be like, yo, I ain't from here, man. I'm from out here. This is what I do. Because one thing is, my mother taught me this. You want a job in that city, son?
Go get that motherfucker.
Apply for it here before you leave. Motherfuckers love to pick from other litters. Like, the grass always greener. Like, oh, I got this guy from coming out from here, and he got this. A motherfucker that's right there in your city looking for the same job, got the same resume, he can't get into the second interview.
The crazy thing.
But you're calling me out because I didn't contacted you like, yeah, I'll be in the city next month. I want to set up an interview. I got the same resume as him.
I just applied from out here,
but I'm from somewhere else.
It's
nigga.
just like the female.
So
it's just like the females when the new nigga comes to school.
Man, it's like the
it's just life.
It's like the niggas when the new. It's like the niggas when it's like the niggas when the new female comes.
Yeah,
to school.
You got that shine on you still. You know what I'm saying?
Like,
you ain't got the tarnishment.
Who is she?
They don't know what your they can't assume what your attitude is because you ain't from here.
So I'm just saying, it's always grass is always greener. It's always gonna be one of those type of things. So like.
The other thing is too, now it's even easier to blow up in the small place. But here's what like you said, you got to put out a good project and you got to push that motherfucker because you can put it on DistroKid, United Masters. You can put it out, go promote it everywhere on Facebook, promote it everywhere on Instagram. You can blow up staying in Reno and not blow up till Reno.
And do shows. And this is my thing about rappers.
Yes, I'm being scared to do shows outside of Reno. That is
fuck Reno. You keep harping on Reno, nigga. Like, but I'm talking about hip hop, period. In America. My nigga, some people get caught up in the system of things. And they can't shake it until someone tells them, like, yo, that ain't it no more.
Right.
Some niggas look around and realize after 3 or 4 jokes, like, damn, I guess my jeans is the baggiest jeans in here.
Right.
Damn, I guess niggas ain't wearing this no more.
And some niggas is scared to leave and do shows in other places, bro.
Hold on. And then some
Big
niggas,
fish, little pond.
some niggas, bro, can catch the vibes as they're happening or before they're happening.
Mm-hmm.
To be a hip-hop artist, it's all about being ahead of the curve. Absolutely. So just because more people are in the pot don't mean that everybody's qualified.
Absolutely.
But what I've always learned as a shorty, my mother, my dad, coaches, everybody's always told me, like, hey, yo, talent don't beat hard work, fam.
It don't.
Talent don't beat supreme confidence, fam. There's always a kid on a team that coach got to tell not to shoot the last shot.
Stop shooting them threes, motherfuckers.
Fuck, stop shooting them threes. We got one shot to win.
You don't shoot it.
Pass the fucking ball.
It's that nigga that the coach always hold his breath when he got the ball in
but
his
it's
hand.
two things.
Last shot.
No, it's two things. It's two things, bro. It's a double-edged sword because that very kid that says that you gotta tell that to can end up being Russell fucking Westbrook.
Yeah, and clutch as fuck after doing.
Or that kid can be stifled in that way. Like, it's all in how you respond, right?
Right.
Every action has a reaction. Damn, I got shit fucked up. I be hitting shit off the backboard. I done miss hella game winners. I'm not the guy that coach thinks is clutch. Well, why not? Because I'm always at 10. And to make a game-winning shot, nigga, in a high 10, I need to be at like a 5, 6. And
or you got to be Dame at a 1.
Coach knows what I'm doing. Coach knows what I got, the potential I got, right? But I ain't put in the time, and I haven't shown the ability to adapt, to self-analyze. Russ, you can't shoot because, nigga, you want to run full fucking speed.
Oh, my God.
The same tempo you doing when you trying to dunk on a nigga.
And lay it up.
As the same tempo you trying to do when you trying to do a pull-up 3.
Or his layups, nigga. You
fuck
lay
a
it
layup.
up hella hard
Fuck a
off
layup.
the backboard, nigga.
Listen to what I'm telling you.
Yeah.
As an ex-Hoover, you're trying to pull up
at 20 miles an hour
with the same variety. So it's just it can get nasty. It can get conflated. You know what I'm saying? And how we respond to that criticism determines it all. You always hear about the great athlete that got cut. that didn't make this team,
Jordan.
that failed, right?
Cut.
That's failed, and
They love telling that story.
And they took that failure, and they had to go lunch on it. And out of that, man, they became what they became.
Yeah, pressure either makes diamonds or it crumbles.
Hey, bro, so at the end of the day, man, it's like, look, there's a million riddles to distract you from the simplicity of the world. Mm-hmm. All these riddles, nigga, make sense. But we hear them so much, they go in one ear and out of the other, and we don't heed what the fuck they mean. Everybody that says pressure either makes diamonds or it crush you, nigga, because it sound fly. A lot of those people, nigga, have a microwave expectation. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's like what we was talking about with this. Like, yeah, we're going to let this shit burn slow. We know what we need to do to fast track this. And once we do that, it's going to get fast tracked. But that don't stop us from building the foundation still. Right. Just because we got a crew coming, hey, we the best bricklayers. We got a crew coming next week. Well, we're going to lay the brick foundation right now.
Right.
So I say that to say this. Motherfuckers will talk about, niggas that have a million coachable quotables about the process, about this, about like, yeah, man, you gotta take 2 steps back before you take 1 step forward sometimes, or you gotta, it's just a small setback for a major comeback. But then look how discouraged we are. And we throw it all away, nigga, and go back to massa. We go back to that job. We go back to that plantation of like, well, this gonna treat me like shit.
But I got guaranteed
money. It's guaranteed shit.
You know what they say, though? All money ain't good money, baby.
It's guaranteed shit. What I respect about any immigrant that comes over here and becomes self-employed, which a lot of them do, is I think that because they haven't been shitted on by America the way us Native Americans have, the way us indigenous and Aboriginal Americans have, right? The way us white European Americans that have been here 10 generations. They come here and it's just like, yo, that's how much they paying for this job? Yo, that's how they treat you there? Yo, these the hours, and yo, I can't do this, that. Yo, fuck that. Yeah. Hey, America, this is what we eat in my country. I'm going to sell it to you. Because even if, that shit, I done seen that shit start with a shopping cart, fam. Oh, yeah, not a food truck. Yeah. And then go from the shopping cart to the food truck. Yeah. And then from the food truck to a storefront. From the storefront, you want to get you a restaurant. Now you got 2 chains, nigga. Now you now you live in the American dream, right?
8 food trucks, nigga.
Now you live in the American dream, right? Yeah. But there is proven discrepancies in when I say Native American, I mean a person that's just been here. Right. That's looked at as an American person, right? That's just Americans. Are you from America? It's dull, right? The rate in which you're getting approved for a loan to start a business versus the rate of a foreign person, it's astronomical. Mm-hmm. Like when you look at the discrepancy. And you would think, how's a person that's been here 7, 10 generations, are all their fucking cultural existence not be trusted with a loan? Well, I'll tell you why. Because you've been here long enough to have fucked up credit. Yep. You've been here long enough to have good credit, but not good enough. We just don't feel comfortable, right? God, yeah. There's moving the goalpost, fam, right? So we've been here long enough, but meanwhile, you gotta fulfill this shit, and you got these motherfuckers coming right in town, like, oh, I want to do it, and it's a good investment, but you devalue the native citizen. You know what I'm saying? Now, we can have these conversations like adults. Some people are hearing and getting their feelings and be like, oh, you're anti-immigration. Like, nigga, whatever. Because, nigga, there's not no country.
No,
nigga, there's no country
I'm FBA.
There's no country that accepts American citizens. Nope. In refugee status or anything. Because if I'm running from America, all you motherfuckers, because y'all don't want to be dealing with America. Y'all be like, hey, shit, man, turn that motherfucker back in. Right? So it's just something to think about. You know what I mean?
I see we still ain't heard shit about Brittany fucking Griner, and that's just starting to bug me.
Bro, they don't fuck around. I don't even want to say that on camera. Hold on. I gotta get it off my chest before I slip and say it on camera. I don't know.
Do something.
They're not gonna do anything. She's a black lesbian.
Yeah, they ain't gonna do shit.
that plays basketball for a living and made millions of dollars out of the hood. America's more mad at her than Russia is. Russia's the country that paid her millions of dollars. That's the weird irony in it, right?
Yeah, they always gonna make more everywhere else.
Isn't that crazy, bro? Isn't that crazy?
Mm-hmm.
See, I be saying that. When you come from certain nations and certain cultures and countries, you might come here and be like, first off, like, hey, man, I'm not trying to ruin this thing, right? If you fancy it that way. But if you've been here long enough for them to put their foot on your neck long enough to just get you on that fucking cycle of just, I got to work, pay my bills, work, pay my bills. They act like Americans aren't the hardest working people in the world. The reason why our country can pimp us the way they do, nigga, and help everybody else and pimp the world the way they do, they playing with our money. Mm-hmm. Why do we have all this money? Because they taxing the fuck out of the poor. So when they talk about the like refugee programs and shit that gives them 3-year stipend, home, you know what I'm saying, job placement,
hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Insurance, a couple $100,000 and a tax exemption for 3 to 5 years. If you're an Aboriginal descendant like us, nigga, if you FBA like us, if you're gonna be like naturally, you know, wait a minute.
The fuck is that?
Because I keep hearing from like European immigrants and descendants of immigrants of why my native country can't afford to pay reparations for enslaving majority of the native inhabitant people on the continent. Like, nigga, like, it's asinine.
But you get $14 billion for fucking Ukraine.
And that being said, I still don't know any FBA brothers and sisters grabbing a motherfucking machine gun and running to the goddamn public anything to shoot it up.
Nope.
That's why I ain't cutting nobody no slack. I need to see this nigga's birth records, his mama and them. I need to know. Don't put him, nah, we ain't doing that.
They ain't gonna put him on us. Because
I noticed when racial arguments used to happen, and they would talk about, and I would just peep around and see, and motherfuckers would use that, oh, we don't got no serial killers.
We sure don't.
They start popping up with all these black serial killers all of a sudden. Allegedly.
Yeah.
I don't know,
nigga,
man.
No, you're documented, nigga. I could name, nigga, I've run out of hand.
I'm going to say this. If you're a black serial killer, hey, man, don't take it. We're a podcast. We're talking our shit.
Nigga, the only black serial killers they really like, nigga, was the DC snipers.
See, you took my thunder, because I was about to say, if you're a black serial killer, you usually got a military background.
Yep.
Which we know what they did to you. They made you a killer. So do it really count?
No.
I'm just saying, bro. I got several friends with high-powered degrees, allegedly, that can't find jobs without a criminal record and extensive resumes. So they ain't walking in the tech boom industry or Microsoft somewhere trying to shoot nobody. Mm-mm. I had a homeboy tell me, he said, Keem, they said I'm too qualified for an entry-level position. I said, oh, dope. That's dope. He said, nah.
No, they're not giving me the job.
I said, wait. Oh, just go re-up. Oh, no, okay, fam. You got to just re-up or apply for something non-entry level is what they're telling you, fam. He was like, no, I didn't apply for an entry-level position. They told me that I didn't have enough experience and I wasn't the quite unique fit they were looking for my position. That shit that started off about $250 a year. You know what I'm saying? But he got 2 master's degrees.
He wasn't a corporate color.
He got 2 master's degrees in that field. So he's just like, and then he knows how rare it is. So he's like, man, I'm ready. I'm ready to go. I got this. Showed them all the shit, man. We love everything. Even offered to buy, because I guess you have to do some kind of little demo type thing. They offered to buy that shit from him. Right? And then he was just like, well, you know what, man? It's been tough out here, bro. Like, I'm teaching right now, but I'm really just trying to get into the field that that I went to school for. I'll take an entry-level position until something opens up, or I'll compete. Oh, let's get back to you. Send fam an email letting them know. Yeah. Good luck, but you're too qualified for entry-level position. That wouldn't be fair to the people that don't have master's degrees. What? He told me, he said, you know what makes it worse, fam? I go to the bar. I get off the bar, go to the bar because I'm upset a little bit. I know I just got played. He said, man, I go in there and grab a drink and some wings. I'm sitting there, man, take off my tie, chilling. He said, I'm just starting to have a good time. They turn on the news at the bar, and a representative for the very company that just told me that bullshit is saying that they can't hire blacks because they can't find anybody that's qualified. And this is what motherfuckers be dealing with, fam. And it's like, yo, like, so this is my thing. So when you tell one of your non-black friends this, and everybody that they know that looks like them, everybody that knows them, everybody that they know that has that type of degrees and qualifications, walking into like jobs and opportunities, they might look at you and be like, bro, are you sure you're not making no excuses? Bro, I don't know, man. Like, my cousin has not even a master's degree. He has a bachelor's in science, and they say they gave him a job and a bonus. Like, there's no way to quantify these things, because when I say they, I mean the people that that orchestrate these things. Like, they don't. I tell people all the time, like, criminals get better too. You can make all the security codes you want, right?
Oh yeah, they always get past that.
They studying just like you study,
right?
Right. So motherfuckers are studying
They
each
just
other.
wait for you to drop the new shit to see if they can figure it out.
Right. You know, cats are studying each other, and it just makes sense, bro. It makes good for one of those things to be like, where you just kind of look at it and be like, hey, man, I'm not the conspiracy theorist if I say that the very entities that meant harm to certain factors of the communities and society still do and have gotten better at implementing it. That New York shooter shit is real. And I know I was born in Brooklyn. I'm from Brooklyn originally. Majority of my family is there. Shout out to them. I love them. Everybody's good. But that whole story just had a slant to it, bro. Like, I was just like, man, this shit ain't weird to nobody else. But I was dolo, so I couldn't really talk to nobody about it. You know what I mean? But moving on, man. Just a real quick note, and then we'll get off politics altogether. The Texas governor, I think we came here and talked about it, how he was going to, they made basically shout out to Kamala and Biden. I did vote for y'all, but they be doing some shit that kind of be having me a little upset. But they forced Texas to house migrants and illegals and those seeking refuge, right? I guess it's thousands of them, hundreds of thousands of them. Texas governor is like, well, I got the Democrats and the black community saying we don't do shit for them, and we owe them. I got the Latino community saying we don't do shit for them, and we owe them. I got the LGBTQ community saying that we owe them more. We need to do this, this, and that. So basically,
why the fuck am I don't bring none of
I
these
got
people here.
Republicans saying that they want this, that, and that. I got a lot of shit to do. I got elected to deal with
Texas.
Texas.
Shit to do here.
So he said, hey, and this is the thing. I ain't mad. I'm not biased in politics,
that,
bro. The nigga said straight up. He was like, look, so this is what I'm going to do. I personally, on behalf of the state of Texas, we're going to feed them, put them on the bus, and drop them off in Washington, D.C., where the politicians that, said that we got to house, hey,
house
them.
Motherfuckers.
So now they tried to spin it on the Young Turks, and I love the Young Turks. I fucks with them, but they were wrong on this one. They was in their liberal bag on this one. They tried to spin it. It was just like, oh well, yeah. My fault. So now the governor, it backfired on them big time. So what the migrants is doing? See, this is what I'm talking about. People pimping our country and pimping our culture, and we got to understand that we're not bad people for saying this and wanting to protect what America is. Look, so thousands of them got probably family and connections closer to the border in Texas. They want to stay in Texas. So they finding out from all these free lawyers that's coming to represent them and help them out that you don't have to leave, and if they make you get on a plane, it's kidnapping, or if they make you get on a bus, it's kidnapping.
Or they
right?
deport your dumb ass. Then what?
I guess for some reason they can't do that. I don't know why. Right? Whatever.
We
right?
find reasons to put niggas in cages and shit. They'll
Whatever,
find a reason
right?
to get you the fuck up out of
Yeah,
here.
I'm trying not to go there,
They'll
fam.
find a reason to get you the fuck up out of here.
I'm trying to get through the story, like, without going there. You feel me?
I'm just saying, if they
it's
want
hard
to
not
get you
to.
up out of here,
So
they
but for some reason,
they were documented putting niggas in cages.
But for
so,
some reason,
I
they
mean,
stuck with these cats. But like, all right, so look. So some of them is just trying to get to America, but they really trying to get to the East Coast. So Texas, to them, is closer. Like, someone trying to get to Miami. A lot of them was trying to get to Miami and Florida, and they're like, well, shit. If you're going to Texas to Texas, or, you know, I mean, if you're going to Texas to D.C., we can turn around. We can go back. That's closer. And a lot of people were trying to get to New York and Philly and shit like that. So they looked at it like, man, well, fuck it. We're going to go straight to, we'll take your plane, right? We'll take your meal in your plane and go to D.C. route because we're trying to get to, you know, that part of the country. So they tried to spin it like the governor took a L, the Republican governor of Texas took a L because taxpayers dying, basically, because the state of Texas is paying for them to get shipped. And it's like, how they're not going to D.C. They really pimped you. They really, like, you know, made the governor on the governor's dime. They're using you. And I'm just like, fam, what are we doing as a nation?
Where that, yeah, you make fun of that.
First off, we can't decide which laws mean more than the other ones. You got motherfuckers going to jail for voting in the wrong district.
Right.
You got a woman facing in prison time and all that shit for
not taking her kid to or putting her kid in a wrong
school district.
Yep.
A better school district that was safer. When you look at like these public,
that's crazy.
You see what we just talked about schools right here in Vegas. But if you look at these schools around the country, fam, what the fuck are we doing spending $14 trillion in aid to anybody?
Right.
I would honestly say, man, and most Americans, if you really look at the statistics and really looked at things as a whole without your political lens and your religious lens and the indoctrination that this is a nation of immigrants, that's a white supremacist talking point. And I want to say that. This is never a nation of immigrants. Yes, many immigrants are here and they're welcomed here. But you don't ever get to just write off the indigenous people. You don't get to go to a motherfucker's house, no matter how you got your way in there.
And say it's not my house no more.
No, and then just to call it, well, this is a motherfucking house full of guests.
Oh, yeah, right?
The fuck you mean? Somebody lived here. Has always lived here. Has always been here. We're going to stop with that white supremacist talking point that this is the only landmass that humans hadn't inhabited yet. Right. The fuck out of here. Like niggas is going to be in Antarctica, nigga, and not in Florida. Shut the fuck up, man. Oh, y'all be hating that. This is why I used to get kicked out of class all the time. Because I was saying shit like this at 13, 14. Like, oh, you believe this? Like, man, whatever, man. But I thought it was a chess move by the governor. I'm not mad at him. I normally don't agree with most Republicans on anything in terms of their leadership.
That's real. That's how we feel. We got problems here that we got to deal with ourselves.
I'm like, fam, the Democrats be tripping with that whole, like, all of the people that voted for us want us to just open the border for everyone. Because this is the thing, though. If Donald Trump says these are criminals, we're calling them racist. We're saying he's racist, he's black. But what's the percentage of criminals versus non-criminals?
Right.
What is the actual clause or cause for the refuge that you're seeking? Shouldn't, like, the American people, or at least or the Congress or the state governing body of that state particular get to review it? Shouldn't it be a reviewing board to be like, yo, this ain't a reason to leave your country, nigga?
Right.
Right here. This ain't a reason for that. Because there's two types of immigrant. There's the immigrants that come here seeking for opportunity in terms of fleeing where they were at, right? But then there's the immigrants that come here that's balling, that just got money and was like, yo, I'm about to go do this American thing. So I think the idea of our immigration policy is fucked, because you got rich immigrants that come here, they just drop a dime, nigga, they in here.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got people that might be really facing persecution. Like my dad tried to register 1,000 people to vote, nigga, and they gonna kill us.
Yeah.
And they stuck in limbo somewhere because of the policy. So I'm not anti-immigration all the way.
I'm just anti-help everybody else before we help ourselves.
I'm anti like illegal immigration for sure, because this is why. For every illegal person here that doesn't have a social security card and doesn't have proper documentation, they're not being properly taxed.
Right.
And my Aboriginal, my FBA, my Black American culture and community, you wonder why other ethnic groups and other people from other nations will come here, and hey, it's a quick bubble. But if they open these borders, and I'm gonna get off this because I don't want to sound non-inclusive, but if they open up these borders to others, give them voting rights, treat them as naturalized citizens, and as black people, we still have to have presidents amend our right to vote. We're not wrong for having this conversation.
Right.
We're smart to have this conversation, and you'll be a goddamn fool not to. So for anyone that hears these words and take them as hate or divisive, with all my heart and soul, that's not my intentions, and that's not where I'm coming from. But as American people, black, white, yellow, green, it doesn't matter. As American people, if you keep, when does it stop?
Right.
When does it stop? See, because you're going to have people that say, oh, if we close the borders right now, no, my family's over there. Okay, that's fine. No one says you can't ever go visit your family. Right?
Right.
Because there's millions and millions of people here that don't have nowhere else to go. This is home. And I don't think that that's wrong. You know, right now in FIBA play, if I wouldn't play for France and I'm not from France, and you came to the team, no other American player can come.
Right.
Hold on, just two of y'all. Relax. Now, what if they did that in the NBA?
Oh, we'd be racist.
Well, just think about it. Well, right now, the NBA was just like, as of right now, to make sure that we're securing NBA jobs for American-born players, because this is an American-born league that Americans built, predominantly black Americans and their support for it. Because you remember how certain communities used to talk about the NBA before they Europeanized it. They got a lot more people that looks more relatable to the people that they wanted to sell a product to. Mm-hmm. And I'm okay with it. If you can hoop, you can hoop. Right? But what if the NBA was just like, yo,
I need two of y'all.
Only two import players. I think that's the term they like to use. Only two import players. Only two players not born in America on each NBA roster. It would be an uproar. It's kind of crazy.
Sports, my nigga.
Stay there, because we got one more thing. Go ahead.
Fuck Nick Saban.
Always.
Well, fuck you.
This nigga said he doesn't think there should be the NIL law in sports, in college sports.
Yeah, because he makes more money pimping those kids for when they can't make money on their own than, yeah.
And now you're mad, and he extra mad because you got to think about it. If elite sports goes to all sports, nigga, you got all kids, 5-star recruits and up making $100,000 a year to hoop.
Yeah.
From freshmen if they're that good.
Right.
And then what you gonna tell that kid? Like, oh, so you only gonna give me $100,000 to come here, but I'm gonna get
people go to
over here.
Black kids in America, the best black football players in America, go to Alabama for one reason, because the way the system is geared,
they'll get to
Alabama has been able to put a stronghold on the system and in the pipeline, like Georgia and a couple other schools and things like that, to where if you go here, you're going to the NFL. I can make a phone call from you. Hey, don't worry if you're the third string running back, because the other two are Heisman candidates and shit like that. And it started last year in the national championship game. Between the spring game, the red and white game, and when we're up 3 and 4 touchdowns and I put you in to score, I'll get you a couple of workouts for the NFL, and I'll put in a call, and you'll get drafted too.
And now that's all out the window.
Come on. Now, the one thing that they had on taking a black kid from a black community in a black environment and forcing him to go to an all-white school pretty much in an all-white environment.
Is he's going to have money like them white kids?
Oh, well, no. It's like recruiters have even told me as a kid, like, oh, well, if you go to black college, you can kiss that NBA shit goodbye. Mm-hmm. Oh, you can't really compete at a black college. They don't have the facilities.
Yeah, that's not true.
Well, nigga, if I'm making $250,000 a year, nigga, for the next 3 years going to that motherfucker, I'll get my own trainer.
Yep.
I'm out. Hey, and guess what? This company that's paying me $1 million, they gonna push the games, nigga. Mm-hmm. They not gonna just sit back and be like, oh, I hope they watch them. No, that's what people. That's what they're really mad at. Because if you get one of these real 5-star, like if Mikey Williams really decide to go to a black college, like he's always said that he might, with all his stardom and fanfare, and Nike or Puma, I think Puma Puma, he's the one that's gonna get the first sneaker deal. Puma signs him. Now let's say he goes to Howard with that Puma sneaker. You don't think Hove and them is about to push Howard basketball?
Push the fuck out of Howard basketball.
Bro, this nigga Hove about to have
there's gonna be paper plane T-shirts and all types of shit.
My nigga Hove and Emory about to be at the motherfucking Warriors and Knicks game and Nets game with fucking Howard. They gonna be the new Bill Cosby, nigga, with the Howard shit on, nigga.
We gonna have new Howard sweatsuits, nigga, like
fam. And that's the thing about our culture,
nigga.
They won away because let Jackson State be good one more year. Let them do the same shit that they was doing next year, which Deion said they gonna be even better.
Because they just got the 5-star recruit.
Man, they just got like 13 new dudes, and they've been killing the transport portal. They got like 12 transfers from Power 5 schools.
Before we get too far,
come on, bro.
In the comments, I got an argument with this dude. This dude said they should be thankful for the scholarship they got just a random person as compensation to play sports.
I used to be mad at that, but I'm not mad at that because how ignorant people are of what happens.
I'm mad for the simple fact of people. How could you even think like that?
I'm gonna tell you.
So you're saying that $65,000 scholarship equates to the millions of dollars they make off my likeness, my nigga?
They sell that. So this is the thing. This is what they sell to the average fan that's non-athletic.
Oh, hold on. Wait, before you go there was more to this. Said, if they're good enough, this gives them a chance to go to the league and make millions. So I'm like, if this nigga gets hurt.
Let me stay there because it's all in the same vein.
Fuck?
So this is what they sell to the average sports fan and the average supporter of sports. The only thing that's not amateur is the NBA, right? Mm-hmm. They sell these kids work hard. They sell that the NBA, that the college game is harder because they play harder, right? Not harder, but they play harder. It's more passion filled, which ain't really necessarily. There's no way to quantify that. But they say that, and they'll put it in the marketing. They'll show guys diving on the floor and all that, and then you always have the idea that they're not getting paid.
Steph Curry just got hurt from a nigga diving.
Let me finish. I'm saying for a loose ball or something like that, they'll chop it up and make it look like these college kids are just always playing all out because they love the game and it's just amateur. They dumb down the college coaches. College coaches don't be wearing Armani suits and shit like that on the sideline in college, like NBA coaches sometimes do. College coaches don't show their mansions, right? And all their car dealerships and shit like that they be owning.
$30 million for 10 years and
they
shit.
They dumb down their radio contracts with Fox and ESPN as if it's just a subsidiary for the school and for the fans, so you can talk to the coach. They don't really disclose the fact that this coach is making $5 million a year for his radio show. He has a $15 million a year deal with Nike, so that's why all the kids have to wear Nike. You can't pay the kids, so you pay the coach. Yep. That's another reason. Nick Saban, Nike's not gonna pay you those millions of dollars to wear that Nike sweater vest no more, and to put the Nike on those kids no more. They'll pay the kids.
And put the Nike on themselves. And some of these kids are going to have fucking signature shoes in college.
So,
like
that
the
being
nigga
said,
from Puma, the Mikey Williams, he finna have a fucking
what's gonna happen?
signature shoe.
He might be the one and only, but what's going to happen is they're about to change that law, fam.
Oh, you you think it's not gonna be around long?
I don't think it's going to be around. I think Mikey and LeBron is going to be the first class that might go back from out of high school because what nigga? First off, LeBron's son just signed a multi-million-dollar.
Oh, that's what you mean.
These
they're
niggas
gonna,
are making too much money.
They're gonna get rid of that rule
because
okay.
looking at thinking about
bro.
how greedy these cats is, and how they really are always trying to stiff a certain people, and these are the people that won with that rule. So the next play on the board to take away from them
straight to high school,
is to limit their earning potential as an amateur. Okay, well, fine, nigga, go play in NBA.
Yep.
Because guess what? When all these young kids was getting forced into the NBA, they was getting paid, but they was fizzling out also. But
like
see
Darius
now,
Miles.
now they have the G League. That's a legitimate amateur league. So now you could sign a Mikey and a Bronny and be like, yo, I'm gonna sign you to a 2-year deal, nigga, and play for the G League Unite, which is their amateur team that plays in the G League. You develop your game, work on your game, play against pros, and nigga, we'll sign you. Nigga, sign you to a $6 million contract. Simple. Like that's if no team drafts them.
Exactly, yeah.
Like I'm not saying that like after they get drafted. I'm saying like if no team drafts you,
you still go to the G League.
We're gonna draft you in this G League because you're a superstar. Yep. And now they're competing entities. The G League is now competing with the NCAA for young stars. That's why they did what they did with with Jalen Green. He was the next one up. They was like, we see your Instagram and followers and all that shit. We see the little shows, overtimes about you. You a superstar.
Come to this G
We're going to give you a chance to one-up everything. Instead of you going to Australia, because it's all about not losing money. Yep. They stole the idea from LeVar.
Yep. And
then when they realized, like, okay, well, we still not – if we got LeVar out of here with his league, but
now
kids are still turning us down because what LaMelo did. LaMelo would say, all right, well, fuck it. They offered LaMelo a bag to go to the G League. They wanted him to be the first Jalen Green. He said, nah, fuck that. Y'all stole that from my dad. I'm going to go to this league in Australia and blow it up to America. The NBL was one of the basketball's biggest kept secrets because it's the third-rated league in terms of talent. And when you watch it, it looks like an NBA game.
Right.
And it's mad former NBA players on that shit. Like, players. Or it's niggas from college that like, oh, that's where that nigga at?
Yeah.
Oh, I remember that nigga.
He about to go right to the league.
And they balling. And it's just, so when LaMelo went over there, nigga, they picked it up. They had it streaming and shit. The numbers went crazy. That nigga ended up buying the team he played for. Let that sink in. Yeah. They said LeVar was crazy, nigga, and was ruining all those kids' lives. Nope. Hey, bro, that whole starting five is in the NBA now. After this last year, there's a whole starting five from that Chino Hills team is in the NBA.
You can't argue with the result, nigga.
So, in my opinion, I know there's like another team or two that I can't think of from back in the day. That makes them right now. That makes them the best high school team ever. Nigga, you got 5 niggas on that team in an NBA right now?
Yep.
What are you talking about?
How you feel about Mark Jackson supposed to be getting that LA job?
Hey, bro,
I hope they give it to them.
I'm almost to the point, fam, where I kind of want to ignore it unless it happens because I can't take the disappointment. I want Mark Jackson, native Brooklyn Knight.
Because that's going to be a championship.
I want Mark Jackson to get in the league back coaching so much. And I think LeBron, he deserves to coach LeBron. They took Steph in there from him. I don't want to. Sometimes I'm like, they be saying certain jobs, and I'm like, nigga, I don't want him to go coach the Pacers.
Yeah, why?
Like, even though
he deserves a championship.
If he wants to do it, I support it. But I'm like, nigga,
I
want him to coach fucking the Nets, nigga. Like, why Steve Kerr? Steve, you know what I mean? Or
Steve Nash.
Steve Nash. Steve Nash wasn't more deserving than a role. Like, you know what I mean? Like, come on, bro. Like,
why? Because he's got a ring.
He don't have a ring.
Oh.
That nigga's never even played in the finals.
I was thinking about Kid, my bad.
Never even played in the finals.
Yeah.
Mark Jackson at least got to the finals. He had to go against MJ. Prime.
Yeah.
He wasn't winning that. You know what I'm saying?
Who won that? Nobody.
Yeah. Nobody, nigga. Nobody ever gave that man an L in the finals. So, Mark is kind of drastically underrated in this era. But
I think he'd be a great coach for y'all.
I know he'd be a great coach for them. I'm really more of a LeBron fan.
Well, that's why I said y'all, because that's where you at right now.
Yeah,
that's where LeBron.
I'm not a Lakers fan. Lakers fans
get
on my
I'm tripping.
nerves.
I always do that to you. You a Warriors fan. You just a LeBron fan. I'm tripping. He gonna make a great coach for the Lakers for sure.
And
if that job happens.
I wouldn't mind seeing him play somebody where you can get that matchup against them and the Warriors and watch him and Steve Kerr, nigga, battle it out as coaches.
It was the best coach, right?
Because you be seeing it. Dog, when you in the playoffs, you can see it. You can see the differences. Like Steve Nash right now is benefiting from having Kyrie and KD on his own.
Yep.
They just better.
Same thing. He's the same as the Spoelstra. Benefited from having LeBron.
Yeah, they be trying to push Spoelstra like he's this great coach now.
Nigga,
and I'm like,
he had
bro,
LeBron, Wade, and Bosh, bro. And then he ended up having.
You gotta look at him before that though. Terrible record.
Yeah.
And niggas wanted to fire him.
And then between him having what's his name, Butler, and who he's got now, Hero.
Terrible record. Yeah, bro. Terrible record. Because I'm like, look how niggas was looking at Frank Vogel before he got the Lakers, before he got with LeBron and got that championship.
Terrible record.
Nobody. He was decent with the Pacers, and they was like, but he had a young Paul George. The world didn't know Paul George was as good as he was, but shit, he did. This niggas guarding LeBron and going for 30. Now we lost.
But he is
2-year player guarding LeBron and going for 30.
Right.
So like he knew, and then he got a younger Lance Stevenson. Roy Hibbert was his starting center. And he was going to the conference finals and losing to the Heat.
Yep. To
the Heatles. And then he got fired, fizzled out a little bit, was talking on TV, doing ESPN and shit. And then he got the gig over in Orlando, and that goes to show you, nigga, you can't, nigga, horrible record. If he was anybody else, he wouldn't have got that offer. They skipped J. Kidd, Fizdale, fucking Monty Williams, and Ty Lue for Frank Vogel, all against LeBron's wishes. Look at all the coaches I just named. All of them are coaching playoff teams right now. All of them have completely turned around teams, franchise teams.
And Vogel ain't got a job.
And Vogel's now fired, nigga. He just got an extension last summer.
And he ain't probably getting no job again.
This is the thing. Nigga, how many championship coaches are out there, nigga applying for jobs?
That's real.
That nigga salute. Dog, if you look at him really, he can't even help it. He kind of got that grin like, nigga, I know y'all about to fire me. But I did what I came to do, fam.
Here.
First off, my price went up. Not only because I won a championship, but because the Lakers job, the money that was disrespectful to Tyronn Lue, who had already won a championship, was the most money he was getting ever. So I was like, yeah, I'll take it, and I get to live in Los Angeles, nigga. What are you talking about? And Coach LeBron then? This is my shot. And then you win a championship.
Yeah.
Now, nigga, the money y'all was paying me just went up, and they paid him. They gave him a little raise, but only a 1-year extension. So that last raise, that last figure you paid me, that's my number, fam.
That's my bottom line now.
That's my number. So let's think of a weak-ass team, nigga. Like the Wizards. Y'all need a coach?
The Cleveland Cavaliers.
Wizards, y'all need a coach. I won a championship with Kuzma.
Pistons.
Don't think about it. Because, no, the Cavs is good right now.
Pistons.
Quietly. The Pistons. Y'all want a coach? Just how much it cost me, fam.
But no. You know why I don't want Vogel? Because we have a black coach in Detroit.
I wouldn't say that y'all should have him. I'm just saying.
No, I'm just saying I wouldn't take him because we got a black coach.
I feel you on that.
Now.
But I'm just saying, like, think about the dynamic. Like, yo, fam, is this what y'all wanted?
Right.
Like, this is what y'all want. You want a championship winning team? You want to sell that to your fan base? This is the number. You want me? I'm going to write it down for you. Send that over there. You and your peoples look at that. Get back to me. Staying on sports real quick, and then I'm pretty much dolo. Yaya Mayweather. You familiar? It's Floyd's daughter.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
The one that just had a child with an NBA young boy.
Right.
You familiar with her situation?
No.
So yeah, you know she used to be out here throwing hands, nigga.
Yeah, no. She
so
got fight at school and shit over her dad.
A lot of people are upset with this, bro. But I feel like we can't only be we got to keep the same energy, and we don't be upset when it happens to other people. Nepotism is nepotism. If you got a rich daddy in America, nigga, and you're a pretty little girl, you're not getting in trouble for a lot of things, okay? So she has some, I guess, nigga, BM drama. She's newly pregnant. Young boy, nigga, she called, boop, 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 what you doing? Here's somebody in the background. Oh, nigga, you thought you didn't think I was close? Nigga, I'm pulling up. She pulls up, nigga, got your other chick in there that you had a baby with, whoop, whoop, whoop. You know what it is, nigga. We've been through these things, right? Minus the kids for me, but we've been through these things, right? The girls get to fighting.
Yeah, whoop her ass.
Yaya got hands.
Yeah.
But Yaya's a little smaller, and the girl, you know, I guess she had some friends or whatever. It got a little ugly. So, nigga, Yaya Mayweather, nigga, she came back in the house, nigga. Like, they, you know, she pop, jumped in. They kind of tried to jump on her, nigga. She spun out, nigga, ran around the island in the kitchen, came back with 2 knives, nigga, sticking chicks. Stabbed her 4 times. Shorty was pregnant. She was facing minimum 2 years, because it's 4 felonies. She's facing minimum 2 years imprisonment, maximum 25 years imprisonment. This is the gap. These are mandatory sentence minimums on this, right? Tell me what happened. I'll tell you what happened, fam. She got 2 years
Probation.
house arrest.
Same thing.
No, it's not. Because she gets the whole thing, nigga, booked off her record if she goes to her counseling classes, stays away from the girl she stabbed, and stays out of trouble for 2 years.
But that girl loses her baby.
I don't even know if she did she?
I don't know.
I'm not 100% sure if she lost the baby or not, but she may have. But I don't think she did. I don't know, nigga. But yeah, that's what it do. And the way her lawyers was able to secure it is they found a little known clause that if you had never been in trouble before, you'll qualify for this type of deal. Mm-hmm. So, you know, with a bag of money, nigga, put this shit in the law, like, or bring up this clause, throw the judge and the DA some money, like, here, we can't do that. And I already know what happens with this, bro, because then Floyd and them probably, you know, and I hate to invoke Floyd's name, but, you know, fathers are going to do what they got to do. You can punish your child on your own, you feel me? She don't need to be 20 years.
And it's Vegas. You the king of Vegas, nigga. Like,
No. This is where it gets real fucked up. Happened in Houston.
Oh.
She got off like that in Texas, nigga.
Oh, damn. Yeah.
Money talk, boy.
Talk like a motherfucker.
She got off like that in Texas.
Here, we were like, that's guaranteed here. It's Mayweather's daughter. You're the king of fucking Vegas.
That's
like,
when they got them charges.
Nigga, you could talk to the captain of the fucking police
She
squad.
probably wouldn't even got them charges out here, nigga.
Right.
Like, it was self-defense.
So Mayweather go straight to the chief of police. Nigga, like, hey, we're your...
Hey, and old girl was pushing for it because, you know, she in competition with young boy with her. Like, that's your new baby mom. Fuck that bitch, little rich girl. She don't like her. She snitched. She told everything, all that pressure, all that, right? So when they booked her, you know what I'm saying, they got her out real quick, boom, boom, boom. But the crazy thing is, if you think about it, man, like, you could have killed that girl.
Yeah.
You stabbed somebody 4 times, my G, and you only got to do 2 years
house arrest.
Unmanned house arrest. That means you ain't got the little thing on your joint, fucking your swag up.
Are you serious?
Nah, you're rich, man. We know where you are. Yeah. Hey, and guess what though? Is it house arrest when you stay in at Floyd's homes?
No.
And then when you say house arrest, you just mean in one of my homes, right?
Right. Yeah.
Like, come on, bro.
Yeah, no, it ain't house arrest when you're Mayweather's daughter.
And then you have this loophole. My dad could put me on a payroll and be like, oh, I have a job. I got to work. I got to do this. I got to be in Paris for this. I got to do this. I got to do that.
I'm not on house arrest.
It's just, yeah,
good
bro.
Old rich, slippery
you know what? They said it in the writing. They said, think of it as a sort of house arrest, which means like, nigga, they didn't even say it was like mandatory house arrest. They just said that like, she has to be confined to her home, stay out of trouble. Like, basically, like, and when they tell you stay out of trouble, that means you really ain't got no supervisor. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that. You ain't pissing in the cup and checking in.
Yeah, you can smoke weed and all types of shit.
She got to do community service, not even take classes. It was community service. She got to do that. And if she got all her community service done in 2 years, so I'm guessing they probably gave her a couple thousand hours.
Yeah, but like her dad gonna get her some soft-ass community service, my
Fam.
nigga.
My mother's nowhere near as rich as Floyd. Or rich, period. My mom can get that off. Like, you know what I mean? Any adult that got some connection, got a friend that own a business or something, can get you community service knocked off. And, fam, if I jug somebody 4 times and beat it all like that, nigga, I'm moonwalking to community service. I know I want to go. I want to pay back my debt to society.
Yeah.
If that's all I got, nigga.
Yeah.
Like, let me go ahead and pull these
With a
weeds
smile
for
on
my
my
guy
face.
with a sick menacing grin.
Yep.
Like, boy,
I might live stream me doing this shit.
like, nigga.
You see what they got me on?
Hey,
This
look,
old snitch ass bitch.
it was worth it,
told
nigga.
on a motherfucker.
Yeah, it was worth it. You know what? Boy, I go in. Yeah, it was worth
stab
it,
you
nigga.
again, bitch.
Me out here doing this was worth what I did to you, boy. I'll be talking crazy. Because you untouchable at that point.
Right.
Look, all the little chicks that thought they was going to run up on y'all, all the little chicks that thought they, oh, you little rich girl.
Better stop.
Crickets, bro. Because first off, she got hands. Because her dad made sure of that. And then secondly, it's like, I'll jug you and get off. Because the third missing link to that, you got the DA, you hit off the judge. All right, the victim. Man, Floyd probably hit them people like, man, look, I got this house that I don't really be fucking with. You know what I'm saying? Where you live at? Oh, yeah, I got a house over there. All right, bet. Yeah. What you need, nigga? Where y'all live at? Do you know how much $300,000 for a home is for Floyd?
Nothing.
I guarantee
$300 to us.
I guarantee you, Floyd has had a drunk night in his younger years.
Oh,
has had a wild night of partying that led to 2 or 3 days with a beautiful girl, and bought her a condo or something before, and not even thought about the shit.
Probably
later,
forgot about it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you talking about that type of money, bro? Like, I can go buy you a $400,000 home in your town
And forget about it.
and not even
I
ever.
don't even remember I
My
ever did
bitch
that
don't
to
know.
you. Right. I don't even remember I did that.
So
for
with that
you.
being said, look, I'm gonna shoot y'all in this house. I'm gonna pay for Shorty college, and take this $100K, man. That's less than $1 million. You don't think Floyd would do that when his daughter's facing 20, nigga, and she's a Mayweather and they down south? Because it was fearful. It wasn't all shit and. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they could have washed her.
They could have washed her, bro.
25 years of charge.
Could have washed her. And she wasn't even on speaking terms with her father at the time. Because he told her, nigga, like, I don't know about that situation. Like, you might want to fall back. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, bro. It's like, that's just crazy. So I guess it's like, you know, to be young and have rich parents, man, in America.
Right.
I'm like, fam, who the fuck they think they is giving that girl that weak-ass sentence? And I don't say that like I was rooting for her to go to jail. I don't want nobody ever to go to jail.
But some motherfuckers deserve to go to jail for some of the shit.
Free Yaya. I just hope she ain't one of them shorties that take it the wrong way.
Yeah.
I hope she one of them shorties that, cause see, then again too, I'll be looking at it like when you got money, you got the type of attorneys that can get the story out. Even if it's a story you finesse, but they can get the story out. And what if when they booked her on some like, oh, you was trying to kill her, you was jealous, you did this. But then when they looked at it, it was like, nah, man, the bitch grabbed the bottle, she did this, like, you know what I mean? What if it was more to the story and it was some elements of self-defense there?
Right.
And so they just came upon that agreement, like, nigga, instead of us just throwing the shit out completely, she did stab somebody that was pregnant 4 times. So we ain't gonna, fight for y'all to get it, for y'all to dismiss it based on this evidence that we got. But let's work here.
Right.
I could never fathom that, bro. I'm just like, maybe God know what he doing, bro. Maybe certain niggas don't deserve to be those kind of rich kids. What would I be doing if I had that kind of leeway, like, and money? Because I looked at some of the fuck shit I did as a teenage boy. If you gave me, nigga, my daddy's Lambos and shit like that to mow around there, nigga, and endless money and connections to where I can get away with some shit, a couple of you niggas might have lost your life, man.
Right.
It's just a fact. But, what else do I got? Nothing else, man. Shout out to NBA Youngboy and Yaya. Shout out to the victim. Shout out to Floyd for making that, for remaining undefeated. My nigga Floyd undefeated still.
He's not. Nigga did go to prison.
For less than a month.
I get it. But it's...
And the reason why I would always call that a victory, because if you was here around that time, you would realize that, like, and let me say allegedly, because, we ain't a news channel. Word is, and I just was speaking about this earlier, that's crazy. Word is that, like, because that was Yaya's mom, may she rest in peace, right? Mm-hmm. That he had got into that altercation with. It's discrepancies in the story. And when there was lack of evidence and said mother was like, beat it, fuck out of here. It was like no, we have enough to go ahead and go charges.
Yeah, the
You're
state
Floyd.
went after him.
You're
Yeah,
Floyd.
I know
And
how
then
that
what they
goes.
did was when they hit him, when he was gonna go to book it or whatever, he said it on one of those 24/7s, the one when he fought right out of jail. He was like, man, he's like, she basically let me know, like, you do this, you plea to this and do this little 4 months, or we gonna take it to trial for sure, and we gonna nigga stretch your family, because every kid of yours that was there, nigga, I'm gonna put them on this stand and make them testify to what they know, what they seen happen, and all that. And I'm just like, man, if I was Floyd, I'd have did the same thing. I'd have took it on the chin, because I remember his exact quote was like, man, when I was talking to Muhammad Ali, he told me, who am I to think I don't gotta go to jail? He said, I had no record. I don't even got tattooed. There was no blemishes on me other than the fact that they don't like me and said I was too confident in myself. That's why I don't buy it. It's easy to paint a puncher, professional puncher, as abusive. But if you look at Floyd's whole, if you look at that nigga's whole, no, I'm not talking about you. I'm saying, but if you look at a nigga's whole personality, everything about Floyd is discipline. So that's why I'll lean towards like, I don't know about that. But, we wasn't there. So shout out to all victims of domestic violence. Tell somebody, run, something. But yeah, man, that's it for me. What you got? You got anything to add on this before we blow this joint?
Nah. That's another episode of the Always
Talking Shit Show, late night edition. Boy King Magic.
Boy Talkin, and we out this bitch.
New Always Talking Shit Show.
Oh damn, I'm gonna shout out my